Daniel. That's what we're going to today. We moving kind of slow, but we're going to get there.
All right.
Amen. I was at my niece's house the other day, and she said, I came to church, and Pastor Nixon was making an altar call. I walked in, turned around, and walked back out. I told her, I said, girl, you better get that before 10 o'clock. Proverbs chapter 15, verse number 3. If you have to respond by saying amen.
Amen.
The Bible says the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. In the book of Daniel, chapter 5, start at verse number 1. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein. Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of God, which was at Jerusalem, and the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines, drinking them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold, and of silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone. And the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Turn around and tell your neighbors, you take your seat. Tell them God will show up, in your mess.
In your midst.
Today, for a short period of time, I want to use for a subject, God showed up at the midnight ball. God showed up when everybody was partying, when everybody was having themselves a good time. Now, you know God can show up before something transpires. But isn't it strange the way God does things? God would allow a situation to come, and then God would turn around and show up when you least expect it. Y'all ain't talking right. When you think you have it going on, and that don't nobody know what's going on in your life. Don't nobody know what's going on at your house. But God will show up. The thing I like about it, the Bible said the eyes of the Lord is in every place. Now, a lot of people, they fail to understand and realize that the eyes of the Lord is in every place. And that is the reason why people simply do what they want to do when they want to, and feel like I don't have to answer to anybody. But the Bible tells us that the eyes of the Lord are in every place. Every lie that you told, every evil thought, that's right, call them, baby, call them. Every evil thought that came in your mind. Sometimes we fail to understand that God is omniscient or ever learning. He knows all things. And the Bible tells us that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. A man does not ordinarily or customarily just fall. If I can go back to the origin of sin in heaven, the Bible says iniquity was found in Lucifer. Iniquity is unmanifested sin. Iniquity is something that you hadn't done yet, but is in your heart. Iniquity is thinking something bad about somebody without a cause. Iniquity is the thing like a cancer. It eats up from the inside out. So Satan was found with iniquity because Satan was lifted up with pride. In the book of Luke, Luke picked this thing up. Luke says he saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. It does not make any difference what position you may hold. It does not make any difference what your social status may be. The Bible tells us that God is a just God. And the Bible tells us that the wages of sin is death. But the gift of God is eternal life. I don't know who I'm talking to here today. But God sent me a word. This is the message I started to preach last Sunday morning. But God sent me a word to let you know that he'll show up right in the middle of your mess. God said he'll show up when you least expect it. Now most people, they fear more of what man think about them than what God think about them. But the Bible tells us we ought to fear the one that can destroy both the soul and the body. And not just destroy them, but also cast them into hell. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. And so now we find that God is talking to the church in this last hour. And God is saying that maybe the preacher don't know. Maybe the deacons don't know. Maybe the mothers don't know. Maybe the ushers don't know. But God says, I am omniscient. I know all things. Not only that, but God says, I am omnipresent. I'm everywhere at the same time. Years ago, they came out with a song that said walls could talk.
That's what it said.
Lord have mercy. If shoes could tell who bed they be under.
That's right.
I know I'm talking right. I know I'm talking right. But God sent me to tell you that he beholds both the good and the evil. It does not make any difference whether the preachers or the deacon know about it. God said, I know. In the book of Psalms, the Bible says, the eyes of the Lord is up on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. But it said the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. Cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. Y'all don't want to talk to the preacher. I am of the persuasion that sometime, now, some of us,